Hi everybody, I'm Jessica Brody. Welcome back, and this is Shining the Light. So today I have a prop with me, my sneakers. They're getting a little worn because I use them a lot. I like to go hiking, and I'm not a terribly great athlete by any means. I was the girl in elementary school with spaghetti arms. I couldn't even hold a chin up, maybe longer than 2 or 3 seconds. I was usually picked last for all the team sports because I had asthma, and it was just a wreck. But when I became an adult, I discovered hiking and how wonderful it is. It's beautiful just getting out in nature and just going off on trails. My husband and I hike a lot, and it's a ton of fun. And so a couple of weeks ago, I decided to take my mom and 2 of our kids to a forest in our area called Harbison. And so we went off on a nice little walk in the wilderness, and we're a few miles in, and we get to this stretch. Now, I'm not the best when it comes to direction, and I would say 98.5% of the time my husband is with me on every one of these adventures, and so he always knows, oh, just go this way, and we're always fine. And I think I know the directions, but of course the time he's not with us, I say, oh, well, here we are. Oh wait, do we go this way? I think we go this way. And so we start talking about, well, if we go this way, the map says we can go back here, and we'll save a half a mile. So okay, sure, we'll go this way. Well, then of course I have no idea where we are, and I'm having to try to find cell phone signal and pull up a GPS. I knew that we'd eventually find where we were going. I knew that we weren't that far, but it was hot, we were sweating, the bugs were biting, and so, we took this shortcut, and it did not pay off. Just to save, a half a mile, we were like, oh, where are we? What's going on? It was just an insecure time. It wasn't a bad hike by any means. It just wasn't as pretty, and it was more desolate, and we were just unsure, and it just it made what had been a great day of hiking something just not so good, because we were left with that, well, wait, where are we going? Are we not sure? And it wasn't really fun anymore, and it ended up, instead of taking us over the pretty stream and through the lovely trees, we had to go through this long gravel road that was kind of boring and flat and desolate. And anyway, bottom line is, next time I took that trail, I ended up, when I saw that shortcut, I decided, nope, I don't want to go that way, because that shortcut takes us the other way. It's not nearly as pretty. Just go the longer way, go the ready way, go the sure way, and it was just more enjoyable. That reminds me of what I'd like to talk with you about today, which is what happens when we wander astray. I know in life it's a common metaphor that we have this plan, this path for us that God sets out. So just like hiking, just like going any course, you're supposed to take the route, and sometimes we veer off path, and sometimes we take shortcuts. And when we decide to seize the reins of life, and we just go in our own way and do what we think is best, a lot of times it's fine, but a lot of times it's in direct opposition to the plan that God has for us. And that's where things go awry, because God has a plan for us, and we can't always see the plan, but by staying in contact with Him, we can pray, we can just be in tune with Him and feel the direction that He's nudging us in. When we're distant from God, we can't sense it in the same way. But there are times in our lives, whether we're stressed out, struggling with some sort of a sin, or something that is creating a barrier between us and God, and we don't see the path the same way, or we don't hear His voice the same way. This is, of course, a problem with us hearing Him, not Him talking to us. But we're not as able to see and understand, and so we start to go off course. It's a scary time, because you don't hear Him, and you don't feel Him beside you, and you feel unsure of yourself, and that maybe you're getting into the wrong thing, and you don't quite know what to do about it. And sometimes you wander so far astray that you're completely off the path. You're on the other course, and you might think that everything's just a lost cause at that point. And it's a hard place to be in. I've been there. I think a lot of us have. Well, My other prop for today is my Bible. So I was reading Jeremiah, and Jeremiah 18:15. I love the Common English Bible. I just like the translation just because it's Common English. So even though I have a master's in literature, I still sometimes get caught up in old-fashioned language, and I appreciate having things spelled out for me as plainly as possible, I'll just say. But 18:15, God is lamenting to Jeremiah. He says, "Yet my people have forgotten me. They have offered sacrifices to a lie, and so they have stumbled along the way, even along the ancient paths. They have taken side roads, not the main roads." So, reading that, God knows that we go off path. God knows we take the side roads a lot, not the main roads. He goes on in this passage to say that if the people keep up on these side roads and keep turning from him and staying on their own path and not on his, there will be great punishment. But if they stop and they turn back to him, he'll take them back. He'll forgive them. They're his people. He wants to take care of them. He wants them to come back to the path, to the right way of walking with him. You know, all those years ago in the Garden of Eden, God just wanted Adam and Eve to just walk with him. And they did their own thing. And we still do that today. So many times we think we either don't hear God, or we think, oh, well, yeah, God wants me to do that because that's how it's always been. Or we just blindly stumble into things. And we don't think sometimes about our actions or what course we're going on. And sometimes we think we're living such a godly life, and we really forget to bring God into the center of it. And that's a hard place to be. But the thing I do know, and it's the most comforting, is that more than anything else, the Bible is one big love letter. It's a story of God coming in, creating us, and trying to get us back to him over and over again. I mean, every book is God chasing after us and God loving us. You know, we people, we can be so foolish, and we do our own things so many times. But we're never too far gone. We can always come back to him. We can look for the main roads, and if we're lost and we can't find it, all we have to do is just stop, look up to God, and say, God, help me back, lead me back, and he will. So take heart wherever you are today. If you're feeling off course, if you're feeling like you're solid on that path, wherever you are, just know that God is right there beside you. And even if you are going astray, just remember, it's never too late. You can turn back. That's all I have for this week, friends. If you'd like, please subscribe to my channel, and if you hit the little notify bell, it will tell you whenever I have a new video up. I try to post every week, and I'd love for you to connect with me on my website. I do a weekly blog. I'm active on social media, so all of my links are in the description below, so please follow me, and check me out at jessicabrody.com. And if you have a way that maybe you've gone off path in your life and you've felt God come along beside you and try to steer you back on course, or you've had that experience where you've been doing things your way and you said, wait a minute, no, enough of me. I want this to be God's way. Share in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next week, take care, God bless you, and keep on shining the light.